What did you think of that, like, transition? Did you see the screens do, like, the thing? High Tech Bobby, right off the jump. Hey now. Oh, look, we already got some people up in here. Oh, is that my man Tommy Wells up in here? We need to give Tommy one of his own sound effects. Jason, hey now. Oh, Tim and Amanda, hey now. Brian, hey now. Doug, Dustin, hey now. I love it. And I saw my man X to the Z right up in there. Watch, I'm gonna make it do another screen transition. Just for a second, because I love it. Whoa. Come on. Oh, Mark, Charlie, Sean, hey now. Tommy, you want another one? I got loads of them with you, dog.
D in the B.
Alright, look. Charles Cockrell. Hey now. You know why they call me Bobby Digital. I would say the rest, but I don't want to curse on my streams. Okay, look. The last one I went way over the time that I was trying to do it in. Okay, so Mark, I missed you. Hey now. So I'm going to make some moves. Alright, let's check out some more High Tech Bobby for a second, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Okay, Grode, hey now. Thanks for repping in Oregon for us, buddy. Alright, off-center spin dies. And like we're going to do just 2 tonight. A tunneler and a wobbler, which we've done before on Facebook. Okay, for those of you that are hanging on Facebook, all 14 of you. But okay, so the tunneler, boom. How high tech am I? Come on, and my face fits in between the chat and the picture. Golly, I love it. That's the tunneler, all right? And if you already saw in the Libby, hey now. Glenn, hey now. Like that one, when it moves, it like, yo, that's one that'll really get you when you're watching it, okay? So you've been warned. Then the other one we're gonna do is a wobbler, right? It looks like that, where the circles aren't stacked. And then those circles kind of go like this when it's spinning. And it doesn't give you the as much, but it does kind of trip you out a little bit. Look, I got another one of those, boom, okay? So you're gonna see those. Now, those aren't like the only off-center spin dies you can do, okay? Look, you can do like just one little circle in there, and then it looks like a wandering eye. That's what I call that. Did I miss a hey now? Jejunum. So, like, there's all sorts of these off-center ones you can do. Look, here's another one. This one, I'm not going to tell you what I named it, but, like, that was just, like, just moving it, like, off-center, and then moving it off-center again, and then just doing circles, and then it looked convergent. And that one, when it's spinning, looks ridiculous. And then, look, you can go crazy and do, like, all sorts of circles on top of circles. Hailstorms, hey now! You know she's not missing a stream. Bruno, hey now. Okay, so like there's all kinds of these off-center spin dies. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button. Oh golly, now I'm lost in them. There we go. High Tech Bobby. Okay, so we're just gonna do the tunneler and the wobbler today. Okay, now these, they're super fun to watch, and I'm gonna try my hardest not to go super slow when I do it, because I have a habit when I'm spin dying. I'm gonna do the transition. Are you ready? Hold on to your legend cherry. Hey now, everybody, hold on. I'm gonna do the transition. Whoop. Let's go back and do it. Whoop. You're all. Golly, I love it. All right, so I got 2 different discs that we're gonna do, one for each. Okay, and they're both Lat 64 recoils on gold line plastic. This gold line plastic loves the die, eats it right up. Okay, now I did a little spin on the back rim of both to kind of mark the colors I was going to use on this one. I'm not going to show you the back spin on this one. Austin, hey now. You know what I haven't broken out yet is the hey now button. Well, hey now. Yeah. I'm gonna do it again. Hey now. I love it. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the backspin on this one because I already got it centered. It still looks like it's pretty close to perfect. I probably bumped it a little bit. Let's just make sure and get it. Yeah, that's right on the spot. Okay, so I'll set this one aside. How about over here? Yeah. And then we got to get moving here, okay? Because, like, I don't want this crap to take forever. So, yo, do we have someone? We do have someone on Twitch. Whoever's on Twitch, oh, it's Legend Cherry. My man. Now we're repping on all 3 platforms at once! High-tech Bobby. Alright, let's spin die. Now, I got pretty much all worm dip colors here, but I'm using Pro Chem Blue. Just because this, like, Pro Chem Blue, it's like the poster child for all blues. And it's the Sonic blue that I got in here. But they're bright blue, too. It's the same thing. Boomtown. Oh, Andres. Hey now. Here it comes.
Hey now.
Oh, that was like the kind of sexy one. Alright, so here's the thing on these that I'm going to say. Like, you can see where, like, the rim of the disc ends and the dome of the disc starts. You can kind of see that natural, whatever, bend or whatever. I'm going to make my first band on the outside match that, because I don't want another circle that's centered there that you can maybe kind of see to kind of mess with the effect. Alright, so if that makes sense to you, you don't have to. It's just like a little personal preference thing I'm doing here. Look at that blue. I mean, damn. Joe, hey now. Alright, yo, someone tell me, like, how the background music volume level is, because I can't hear it, which kind of stinks. I wish I had some tunes going on my side. But, like, only you guys can hear that. So if it's, like, ridiculously loud or you can't hear it at all, Greg Renfro, my main man, hey now. Okay, okay. Now, what I'm doing here in this little band, this first one's boring. Or at least, you know, you're not getting the effect. But I'm gonna match the spin die that I did on the back side and bring that exact design around to the front, which is holding all the colors that I'm gonna use in the disc. Now, I'm not gonna use every color in all the bands. I'm gonna then use the colors that are here in the concentric bands. But I want this to, like, be the same thing on either side when you flip it. James, hey now. It's low. Okay, thank you. Let me just turn that up a touch then for you. Oh my god, I'm so high tech. Too funky in here. You want to get some James Brown too? I got that one. Too funky in here, yeah. Where's my Bobby one? Where is it?
Yeah.
Alright, I gotta stay focused, or like we're never gonna get done tonight. But I intentionally picked a plastic that wouldn't take me like 30 coats to get each color going. I'm gonna wait actually for my next blue. We'll just set that right there, and then I'm pulling out some Junebug is the green that I'm using. At least to my colorblind eyes, Junebug is the only of the greens that looks like really damn green. Jeremy, hey now. High tech Bobby. Okay, so I was trying to think of some things that are like worthy that I could share with you about spin dyeing along the way here. That doesn't necessarily have a lot to do with off-center spin dyes, wobblers and tunnelers and all that other crap. So I looked at a bunch of the questions that I get asked by people all the time about the spin dyes, and kind of like mentally made a list. Here's the first one I'm going to talk about. Like, there was a time in my life where people made fun of me for how shaky my hands are. Like, you know, for a long time, too. Now, they shake a little less than they did before. But, like, a steady hand while you're spin dyeing is something that I just didn't naturally have. I had to develop. And here's the reason why I'm saying that. Because, like, I know a bunch of you are the same way. And you got, like, Dr. Strange hands. Shaking all over the place. Here's the main thing that I learned to help me steady my hands. Other than just, like, practice of this physical motion eventually, you know, giving me more and more control over time. You'll notice every time I'm taking two hands to the disc, my brush hand is actually pushing up away from the disc. And then my off hand is opposing that pressure with control to steady the brush. And I'm telling you, like, it makes like a world of a difference. Some of you, you know, you could just throw your one hand out there and do fine. My hands are still a little too shaky for that. But this opposing pressure move has allowed for me to be like way more concise than I would have been normally. And you know, it's like two phases with the steady hand. One is like hitting the exact right spot, and then two is holding it in the right spot. And then really lifting it up too. Like the mess ups that I made spin dyeing have happened more as I'm pulling the brush away than when I'm putting it down, because I just pull it up all willy-nilly and it like flips in a different direction. Alright, we're done with the blue for now. Oh, SPB up in here? Hey now! And Mr. Jim Bob, I gotta hit the hey now button.
Hey now.
I gotta hit it twice.
Hey now.
I like your style, dude.
I like your style, dude. Alright, now I'm gonna get some purple up in the middle here. And with this... No, you know what? I got a fat purple brush. I don't know if I need the Q-tips just yet. We'll see how well this works. So my plan with the tunneler is to do pinstripes and bars in the design. And then in the wobbler, I'm going to do like fades with the occasional pinstripe. We'll see if I do a pinstripe in the center. But it's going to be mostly fades in the bands. I think I do need to bring in a Q-tip to kind of even Steven this a little bit. See, same technique with the Q-tip. Two hands going at it. And the Q-tip, if you work it right, will really even the band out and kind of clean up some of those brush lines. happy with that. We're almost done with this slightly boring, at least not totally trippy part. There's an orange brush. Okay. Whoa. Here's another one that I thought of. Like, one of the things I'm always trying to do when I pull my brush off, like, you definitely want to tap it off so that it's not saturated. If you see a drip, it's way too much. But when I'm like brushing my brush off on the edge of the bottle, like, I'm trying to sort of form like a little blade or point with the tip, so that then when I'm coming at the disc, like, I got the finest, sharpest little point possible. And then, you know, touch it in the center of where I want, and then push down and sort of spread the brush out to the size of the pinstripe that I'm making. But like, if you get it to the point where it's like a nice little blade tip, and you just use like the tiniest, lightest pressure, you can make the thinnest, baddest little pinstripes you've ever seen. Right, I'll just empty this brush, and then we're ready to move on to the next spot here. Okay, this is where things start to happen. I can dig these colors. All right, now we're gonna start moving the disc. All right, now on the tunneler, we're gonna keep moving the disc in the same direction. In this case, towards me. Am I right? Yeah. So, you know, we had it centered. Now we're gonna move it down. Now, what I have here is a dry brush. Once I move it, like, I like to kind of test and see, look, that ain't gonna work. Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay. Scratch that. I went the wrong direction that time. We were at centered. We go up instead of down. Can you tell it's live? Here we go. Look. So then I have my dry brush. That's why you have the dry brush too. You gotta test it out to make sure your circle's in the right spot. Now I've moved it up and almost like moved it like the distance of this band that we just made. And then put my dry brush there. And boom, that's gonna work. Alright, so let me just master mark my spot. Okay. Now, I'll put the dry brush away, and let's pick the color that's gonna come next. We'll work our way in. So, no, I don't want to do blue on the blue. I'm gonna do purple. Okay. think that's it. It's pretty good. Okay, here's the other thing. Like when you're doing this, you have to be, once you get your disc in its spot, like you absolutely cannot bump the disc with your hand. Because if you bump it off the spot that you just got your circle on, there's like a 0% chance of ever getting it back on there. So, like, the best advice I can give for that is to make sure that you're choking up on your brush, okay? Like another move is to put something down that you can rest your hand on, okay? Like, oh, you can't see that. Let me just put this down. Okay, look. So I have like another bottle here to then put your hand on to keep it out of the way. Now I hate doing this because it's super hard for me to steady my hand. So like I'm just gonna keep my hand out of the way. Crap, what color was this? Green. Green, there you go. Okay, but now that the first circle is down, it's a lot easier . From here, we have a little cleanup to do on this one, but it's not going to mess with our design at all. And look, they're touching like perfectly right here. That's what matters. Is my hat in the way when I'm doing this? What a bozo. Scott, my man! Hey now! You guys should have told me my friggin' hat was in the way. Scott, you get a hey now button.
Hey now.
Oh yeah, and you got the sexy hey now. Okay, that's good. Now purple is gonna go with orange. That's the fat purple brush. Give me an orange. That's the orange. I gotta be careful with this orange brush. I'm gonna get it mixed up. Orange is going over here. we're moving now. Damn orange over here with the brush. There's just like the thinnest hair of white between the two that's bothering me. It's better. Alright, now the last thing I'm going to do before I start to move this puppy is I'm going to try to put the thinnest... Oh, is screen's freezing? Tell me it's not freezing. Am I frozen? Someone say yes or no. That would suck. It's too big of a brush. Still spinning. Good. Alright. Let me find the right brush. There we go. I'm just going to put the thinnest of black pinstripes around the outside of each little bar that we're doing going in now. Oh man, that black, it smells strong. This black was going down thicker. Way too much. You can see how uneven the black is there as it kind of goes around. That's from putting the brush down too fast. When that happens, is try to time out when my brush lands. Not just hit the right spot, but time out when I put it down so that I set it on the disc right after the darker spot passes my brush to try to even out how that black ring is spread. Some of it with these off-center discs though, like you naturally get that because the brush is going like up and down the dome of the disc. So like unless you're perfectly matching with pressure that slope as you go up around both sides of it, you know, the brush is kind of going to go high and low on the disc as it goes up and down the dome. What's happening is it's making my pinstripe turn into more like a pin bar. Good as I'm matching on that side. That's going to be as sloppy as those pinstripes look. Black brush over here. Alright, let's move it again. Moved it up. We're going to move it up again. And now I'm going to grab my dry brush. Ted, Chess, I haven't looked up at the chat thing in forever. Hey now! To each of you, Scott, Paradactyl, Chad, Teddy.
Well, hey now.
Well, hey now. Alright, I moved it up. Now we're going to mark it. It's going to work. Now the next ring I'm going to do greens and blues. Start with green on the outside and do blue on the inside. Nailed it! Okay, so like with that first ring as you're moving, like I only let it spin once because if it's off, you know, then you got less to fix. But now that it's down, it's like so much easier again to work with that line. and I can go back to my two-handed. Two-handed move to steady the brush. Really, I only need that. That's it for that coat. What's this? Big fat purple. Alright, bleu. That is skinny purple. This is blue. Man, that blue. It's like one coat every time. Powerhouse. Alright, for the green section here in the center, because I don't have a big fat green brush. This one, let's try this one. No, it's still not like the Q-tip. But with the Q-tip, you gotta be extra special about keeping your hand out of the way. My hand is just missing the disc there. I can feel it like hitting my finger hairs. Easy killer. You can see it's starting to tunnel now, huh? Yeah. I forgot that we were at the spot where it like really starts to hit the effect. But this is where it starts to get cool. And just like watching me spin dye, as boring as it may be, you're right. It'll like hypnotize you. Like try changing the channel now. You're stuck. You are stuck in TDIDI. That's not high tech, Bobby. That's like voodoo, Bobby. Slightest little overlap there. Alright, and then one more green stripe. This one needs to be a little darker now. This is starting to get funky. Too funky in here, yeah. Even though I botched the black all up on the last one, I'm going to try it again, except I'm going to try a different brush that has a longer tip and holds more dye, and see if I can get it down sharp. Yeah, loosen up a little there, big guy. Oh man. What a bozo. I should use the paper towel instead of a tissue there. We're back in action. Much better idea. I wish I'd have thought of this brush the last time. Yeah, that's only like 1,000 times cleaner and half the size. Less than half the size. And it didn't take me 10 minutes to get it down. Okay. Let's move in again. Nope, I gotta do a little more green. Because there's a gap there. So if you missed me say it earlier, like once you move on from the spot you're working on and move the disc again, like you're totally done with that band. There's no chance you're ever going to be able to get it back on the same kind of centered spot. Oh, look at this moth. How do you get in here? He doesn't know I got my tennis racket. Come here, you. Oh, yeah. I got him nice and quick. Yeah, he done. Okay, so like, yeah, once you move it, like you're totally done with that spot. You're never going to be able to get back to it again. We're going to move it one more time and do one last little guy on this guy. Because we don't have all damn night and we got to move on to the wobbler. So I got my dry brush again. I'm going to find my spot. want this circle to be much smaller. Yeah. I want this one to be more like a ball than a ring. Right there. Okay, now I'm getting back out my orange. Keep the dry brush. Love when I hit it right on the spot. Okay, like when the disc is all the way out and like so close to the edge here, this is like the time to be even super double extra careful to not let your hand or arm hit it while it's going around. Like I'm sure I'll say it a few more times, the worst thing that can happen when you're doing one of these is when you knock it off the spot after you've moved it. Dunskies. Man, I keep hitting that thing with my arm. Son of a gun. Look, see, that's what I was talking about. When you just lift the brush up all willy-nilly too quick, that's what happens. That's like the easiest way to mess up your spins, is you get it down so good, you concentrate, you get it in the right spot, and you hold it there, and then you just lift it up too quick, and floop, it makes a floop. And then you gotta, you gotta fix that. Now I gotta fix the floop. That my pattern is going to change. But this one's going to be a ball instead of a band. So I think I can still make it work. Hitting my hand hairs again on the way by. fix a flute. Okay, we are so close. Okay, now when you're doing a tiny little circle like this, it's so easy for the disc to want to catch the brush and roll it. You have to be super light with your touch, because we are like right in the center of the turntable right now. And if you press too hard, the brush will like fold and roll over itself. Oh, I just hit my watch. Oh, I don't know how it didn't knock it off center, but if my watch ended up being what screwed all that up, son of a gun. Like 10 seconds from done. You go over there. Okay. Okay. Okay, now, like, cool, it's spinning like this now and it looks trippy. But here's where the action happens and when it starts to tunnel. Let's get it. I know that's gonna be somewhere close. I'm gonna put like my head over it while I do this. I centered it in advance. Now it's tunneling. See what I'm talking about? Like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. That's how you do that. How long did it take? 55 minutes? Holy crap. Okay, we have to burn through a wobbler. Okay, now like look, if we weren't like busting for time, on the tunneler, I might have done one more ring before I did the ball. Okay, but because like we don't have like 7 hours worth of spin dying, you understand what I'm saying? Like I might have moved it one more time and done another ring, and then moved it the last time and did the ball. Like on the tunnelers, it makes a little bit of a difference in the effect in how it looks, because it gives you more of that whoosh, whoosh action. Now with the wobblers, it's a little different. Oh, I forgot to show you the backspin on that one. It's supposed to match this section here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright. Here we go. I'm gonna get this done in less than a half hour. Where's my little centering stick? Center it a little easier. Okay, this one I'm gonna work my way up through. I don't need the blue anymore. Like it showed on the back. Purple, red, orange, and yellow. We'll keep the black out as well to kind of pinstripe our fades. Where's my green hole? Green hole. That one goes there. How about these brushes? That's the black that I want to keep. This is purple and purple. This is blue. Alright, and then orange is over there. Give me the red. And give me the yellow. And we are set to jet. We're starting with purple on the outside. And I'm going to use a Q-tip. Alright, here we go. Let's do a wobbler instead. You start this out the exact same way as the last one, making the outside band while the disc is centered. Now on the last one we did like pinstripes and bars. On this one I'm going to make the bands fades, like fading in towards the center from both sides. With the fades, like I'm on around the edge of the disc, and that's the reason why I'm starting with the Q-tip. Like I like to use a Q-tip when I'm around the rim, because kind of like I was talking about in the center, when you're using a brush there on the rim, it wants to like flip up, flip down, flip up, flip down, and that's really hard to control. With the Q-tip, it's easier to get it clean around the rim and to like have a cleaner fade around that area. And then all in all, I like getting my, after I get the fade started with a brush so I have like a hard edge, that's how I normally do it. That's usually where I come in with the Q-tip, kind of fan it out. It's purple, it could be, I feel like it could be darker, more purple. Pretty dark around the outside there. Start bringing this sucker in. Alright, not the cleanest fade I've ever seen. We're going to work on that. Got a little acetone here. I'm pouring it into the cap. It's just a lot easier to work with that way. And then I'm going to grab one of these Q-tips. Give her a dip. And kind of blend this thing through and even it out. Much of the dye that thing picked up. Once I do that, I never dip that side back into my acetone thing there. I want that to stay clean because I'm going to, use it for multiple colors. Alrighty. Just put that crap there. There's the purple. Okay. I'm feeling okay about that fade. And this purple here, we're gonna close in the top side. Now back to the Q-tip. That one hardly even needs cleaned up. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. All right, now give me that black to make a pinstripe on this puppy before we move it. Like usually whenever I do fades, we'll see about the yellow. Sometimes it's too much for yellow. Little black pinstripe on the outside kind of gives it that look like it's really rolling over. See what I mean? That fade already, just with that little bit of black on the outside, it looks so much better. Okay, we're good. That's not the black cap, that's the black cap. And the purple, like I'm done with. We don't need purple anymore. She's going back in the spindle, as are the two purple brushes that I won't ever confuse with anything else now. Get in there, little guy. And then we're moving on to red. First, we gotta move the disc again. All right, now, this is still just like the same as the last one we were doing. The the disc is going to move up. Okay, and then like at this point, like I said, it's going to be the same. Now I have my dry brush here again so that I can test this puppy out and just make sure I got my spot right. Pretty much boomtown if you ask me. Alright, turn that sucker off. Get the red. Get this red brush to get me started. And again, I'm being extra cautious to make sure that my hand is not and will not hit the disc. Look, I just missed here, which is no problem. We can totally fix that. Better to miss on the inside than on the outside. And to overlap with the previous ring you did. It kind of ruins the effect a little bit. You want them to be pretty much like that, flush up against each other. And then it kind of, you know, it has that cog type effect. Or it looks like they're sort of moving each other. And we'll just get our little fade started with the brush there. And then I'm going to move on to a Q-tip again. That's all the fat I want to go. I don't want to make these too thick. I need to make sure I got room to get in 2 more circles. I like it. I like it a lot. Where'd my red brush go? Here's my red brush. Now we'll do the other. So this is where this thing's gonna start moving. Is that clean? That's clean. I need more acetone. Yep. Alright, feeling feeling pretty good about that one. I'm going to come back to this purple bar and put a yellow in the middle of it, but I am going to do a pinstripe to highlight these. And what I'm going to do with each of the pinstripes is go backwards one color, which in this case is purple. But on that purple one, we'll have to use whatever color we do in the center, which, if I can measure this right, is going to be yellow. Okay. Easy enough. Let's give these a little black pinstripe, and then we'll move on to the next one. I feel like there should be way more dye coming off the brush here. Yeah, like that. I'm not going to keep messing with the black, even though I want it to be perfect. This is where my OCD kicks in a little bit here. Alright, so before we were centered, and then we moved it up, just like with the tunneler. And if we were doing a tunneler, we would move it up again. But this time we're doing a wobbler. So now we're going to move it down instead of up. Okay, and then what you got to do is grab your dry brush again. Test out your spot. You'll see though that after moving it down, I wanted to kind of moving it down, that I spun it over to start on this side. Need it a little lower still. Circle to be a bit bigger than it's you'll see instead of like starting my test over here, I'm starting it at the opposite side. Bang, and we found the spot. Stay there. Alright, close up the red. Dry brush. Get out the orange. Orange brush. Man, that one was right on the spot. Alright, this orange goes down really heavy. I feel like the Q-tip's probably going to be too much. It's starting to wobble a little bit. There's a little bit of the wobble starting. Slightest little funky spot in the plastic here. I think I blended my way through it. You can see it right here. It's not where the stamp was. It's just not accepting dye the same way. Alright. I need the thinner orange brush, I think, for the inside part. E.T. Baker. Man, I forget the last time I looked up at the chat. Hey now. Anybody else notice that my colorblind ass grabbed the yellow instead of the orange for this ring? Oh, and I almost just dipped it in the black and the yellow. That's why you should put the caps back on. Man. That's like the worst thing to dip in the yellow ever, right? The black? Could it be worse? Oh. Red. It's rich. Alright, let's try one more little guy in here. Even though I went out of order. So close. Okay. Now I'm really gonna use the orange, which is over here. That's why I messed up. Okay. Just dipped it in the black again. I'm telling you, put the caps on. Only one open at a time. Alright, this one, because I'm not confident that I can do two fades that tiny, we're gonna do a ball as well, but I'm just gonna fade to the center. Really sloppy. Oh my god, I'm getting tripped out looking at it. Woo! Don't stare too long. gosh, we're right there. Where's that black brush? There it is. Trippy. Did you see me almost just do it again? After I said put the damn caps on? Come on, Cobb. Trying to contaminate every color I got with black. Going down to your spot while this thing is spinning in 6 different directions starts to mess with your dome. Okay. Black cap, bag on. Now I'm going to take this bad boy back to center for 2 reasons. One is I want you to watch it spin while it's centered, because that's when the effect really does its thing. 2 is I want to put a little yellow pinstripe right in the middle there. How trippy does that look? Come on. Oh man. Every time I do one of these, at the end I feel like I need to stay seated for a while after I'm finished instead of standing right up. I'm just gonna spin my ass to the ground. Alright, give me the yellow. Give me a yellow little pinstriper brush. Put this sucker to bed. Oh my god, yeah, that was the right idea. That was totally the right idea. Alright. I'm just gonna let this sucker spin at your face for a second. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab my black light, and then I'm gonna start turning out the lights. I'll bet you it looks dope in the black light. Okay, yo, let me do like a quick little screen transition. Yo, now we're in the dark camper. After I do this, I'm out, alright? So for all you that hung out and made a wobbler and a tunneler, that was awesome. I had a great time. Hell of a Friday night. And you guys, let me do it with this thing so you can see it. You guys better keep doing it! Alright, now I'm going to turn off all the lights. Watch the transition. Bloop. Alright, here we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. It looked cooler in the light. Woo! Alright. That's it, kids. I hope you had a hell of a time.